Cast your spell, spill your magic. There's nothing more that I want now. Use me up, make me manic. For when these ends of days drawing low, I'll be where the river flow. I'll go wherever you go. 'Cause I wanna know what it's like to be loved by you. I wanna know what it's like, wanna know.
Catch that hope. Catch that hope.
Never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna say goodbye. No. Never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna say goodbye. No. Never gon' give, never gon' give, never gon' give you up. Never gon' give, never gon' give. Never gon' give, never gon' give, never gon' give you up. Never gon' give, never gon' give. Never gon' give, never gon' give you up. Never gon' give. Never gon' give, never gon' give you up. Never gon' give. Never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give you up. Gonna give, never gonna give. Never gonna give, never gonna give, never gonna give you up. Gonna give, never gonna give. Never gonna say goodbye, no.
Burning like the sun, loyal as a soldier, kneeling at the stars, hoping that we'll be right. We'll be right. You'll be home. You gotta help me out, help me out. Riding coasters to dream your eyes. You gotta help me out, help me out. Swim in oceans to breathe your life. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Ticking like a bomb, falling in motion, center of the stage, hoping that we'll be right. Back again. You gotta help me out, help me out. Riding coasters to dream your eyes. You gotta help me out, help me out. Swim in oceans to breathe your life. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural EPULZE Invitational for CSGO. We're back with another game here in Group A. We've got the decider match between eSuba and MayBe coming up in a best of 3 series, of course, as always. These two teams just squared out for who gets to move on to the semi-finals and who is forced to leave us. We're going to be entering through to Mirage up first with MayBe, that being their map pick, eSuba picking Vertigo for that map too, and then potentially that decider of Inferno. Bit of an interesting matchup for sure as well. eSuba and MayBe already having played in this group. Bit of a rematch in that regard. They play the opening game between one another of the entire season, really, of the entire tournament, where eSuba narrowly won out 2-1 in the end. Kind of set up for an incredibly interesting situation when it came to the map veto, no less. I mean, at that point, eSuba winning Mirage on the decider in that game, in the 2-1 win, as I mentioned, and that being MayBe's map pick, it feels like a very, feels like a statement they're definitely putting out there. Having to start on that T side, of course, as well, with, you know, Inferno being played previously as well, where eSuba completely blew out MayBe on the first map of that previous game, and now that getting to be a decider as well, MayBe opting not to ban that one out. Always interesting with those types of choices in terms of the map veto as a whole, I'd say. We've had a bit of a warm-up here going on. I think we are just waiting on one final player or so to be joining us up on that eSuba end. eSuba, who are definitely coming into this one as favourites, you'd say. Maybe not ranked and certainly haven't been competing in any of the bigger tournaments for most of it. Have gotten to some later stages of open qualifiers and such, but haven't really got too far all too often, and have made some slight changes to the roster quite recently as well. We saw, obviously, with Rage coming in, the Ukrainian Opper to kind of take over from Faydet, who had been playing with them beforehand. Feels like an interesting move on from that previous player, but you're still going to need some firepower that we perhaps haven't seen for a lot of this with the likes of Toric and Quantium as well that just don't really put up the stats sometimes to really keep them competitive in some of these series. You'd almost say have been struggling someone in the best of three specifically as well, which is often the case with new put together lineups. Just to have that depth in map pool, of course, always a little bit difficult in a way. I decided to ban Ancient for this one. eSuba kind of going with the automatic ban of Dust 2. Feels like that's definitely where they've been headed recently. Just permabanning Dust 2 essentially, and that didn't work out against Nexus, even if that is one of Nexus's better maps. They still got blown out 2-0 in that one, and it felt horrible on Nuke. I feel like with that 16-1 defeat, I think it ended up being, despite taking it a little bit closer on Mirage, it was never really a series after that Dust 2 win. It almost felt like it was just too demoralizing for the mainly Czech side. With everyone joining up now, should be seeing the game go live in just a second here, again between eSuba and MayBe, as the final game of Group A. Does not mean we're over for the group stage by any means. We've got Group B coming up with plenty of interesting teams. That's already going to start tomorrow. In fact, with, I think it's Ambush versus Infinite for the first game slated there for the early start. Should be joining us back for that one. You can keep up obviously with everything by just following the website, maybe EPULZE.com, or maybe even the Twitter as well at EPULZE Gaming, I believe, just to keep up with all things EPULZE. And we've got a lot coming at you, not just again with that Group B slated with, as I mentioned, Ambush, Infinite, part of the team's Offset and Dynamic Eclot as well, which is just a really exciting group in general. Those semi-finals coming straight after that as well. Should be a lot of fun during this invitational. Only the top two teams getting any share of the prize pool, should be worth mentioning. So you really don't get any brownie points for getting halfway, or even just getting out of the group stage at this stage. You do just have to take it all the way if you want to have any share of that, or maybe even any share of the pride as well that comes along with it in some sense. As I mentioned, should be starting up here on Mirage in any moment now between eSuba and MayBe the matchup. The last matchup today, and the last matchup for Group A, with all players having joined up. But for the Czech side, we were waiting on just one player there, but also for MayBe. As for a little bit, I think we are just waiting on some sort of technical issue. I think it's the server actually. We're having a little bit of a problem with. We'll try to keep up with that. For now, I think we might just throw it back into a break just to see if we can resolve it quickly. But just in a moment, eSuba versus MayBe coming up. See you there.
Close your eyes, seek paradise. Won't change your mind. Can't shake the lights. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. I want it all, just for the night. I live it out like I'll never die. I lose my head in the starry skies. Can't chain you down, I feel so alive. Back down, only one way out. I let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turn me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. appreciate the light. I'll take the chance and roll the dice. Just wanna feel the stars surround, the atmosphere never to come down. I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong. It takes me home, right where I belong. Back down, only one way out. I'll let you run my life. Now you won't get me down. Untamed, guess I lost my mind. You turned me inside out. No one can stop me now. So turn up the light. Turn up the light. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. This is what I waited for. 'Cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up. I can't take it no more. 'Cause the time keeps turning, feels just like it speeds up. Is what I waited for.
Close your eyes. Would you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I do want you next to me. Want you next to me, but does this work? 'Cause I know I can't get to you. I like the chase, and I know you do too. Am I just in love with the idea of you? 'Cause I'd cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Yeah, I'd fly this whole world twice if I could be your paradise. Close your eyes. Will you dream for me? Some paradise. Tell me who you see, 'cause I think I know what you mean to me. What you mean to me, but does this work? Only 'cause we never say what we think. Waiting for the perfect way. Time zone speak. Got me on delay. 'Cause I cross a million seas. Would you do that for me? Goddamn road 3 times, and I run all the red lights. Across a million seas, just to have you next to me. Paris and Tokyo, I go where I have to go. Screw geography, but would you do that for me?
to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car. Hit the button, drive real far. Put that record on me like, I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. You can't wait to see me now, 'cause lately you've been feeling down. You lay awake alone at night. Oh, like your life inside a car. Forget the world and drive real far. Put that record on again. Oh, my love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new life. Fight in the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close and cool like this fire. So reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high. I can't wait to leave this town. Wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down.
Old walls that I built for you just to dig me out with silver spoons. No, I didn't see it coming. Oh, old walls that I'm stuck inside. I guess beauty
Welcome back. We're here for eSuba versus MayBe. After fixing some technical difficulties ahead of the game, we are actually getting into it now. eSuba versus MayBe, the decider match here in Group A. We're going to be taking a look at this best of 3, just like with all the other matches on in just a little bit. Getting into Mirage here, MayBe's map pick before traveling to Vertigo. That's eSuba's map pick, of course, and then also having Inferno as the potential decider there. These two teams, having already played each other in this very group stage, played the opening game of the tournament, where eSuba just narrowly won out in the end 2-1. That ended up being, despite winning the first match by quite a bit and maybe being expected to just go on from there to blow it out. MayBe came back. They won out on Nuke, which obviously is missing from the map pool here today, or tonight. And then eSuba were able to close out in the end still. 16-12 Mirage that was, which makes it really interesting. The fact that eSuba won on that decider on Mirage, that MayBe have actually picked it into this one, felt like it was a little bit of a statement maybe, and a little bit a confidence pick in some regard too. Just from the CIS side for the most part, who are still going to be the underdogs into this match. Of course, eSuba are the more renowned team, have the more name-worthy players, but just looking at not just historical results, but even in recent times, eSuba still known for sort of playing at this tier 2, tier 3 level. MayBe haven't gotten really far in all too much, but definitely in with a chance for this one. As we get into it on Mirage, it's going to be a heavy hitter. MayBe's map pick again, so very important for them to get this one on the board as they move in on that T side. eSuba then starting on CT. Some recent lineup changes have come through as well for MayBe. Less stable in some regard than eSuba. Rage playing with them now, who hasn't been playing with them for too long. Yeah, Ukrainian Opera coming in. Will be very interesting to see what he can offer. Maybe as the direct matchup there to the likes of Blogis. Torek comes in, a good P250 peak. It's good for the opening frag. He does get traded though immediately. Peshin, in fact, picking up the 2 kills to really equalize it. Space, nice, trades him out. Can I have the site then? Can MayBe, and actually will get that bomb down. Still, bit of utility used. A fantastically placed nade as well, gets him down. It's going to be way easier now for eSuba, who clear out so much of that site within basically nothing on the time. It's Space though coming back in. Him and Mine who pick up a kill each. It's Levy stuck in the 1-on-1 instead. He taps that bomb. Space doesn't even peek for it. With Levy having that kit right around the corner, he picks it up. Going back for the bomb now as Space looks for the peek. He's going to go for it. Levy peeks him down. The 1 tap comes through. And Levy has it within reach. It's going to be a 1-0 lead for eSuba in the end, as they pick up that first round. Did get messy towards the end, but Peshin and Levy really stepping up to the fray with good, very good pistol shots coming out from both of them. Especially Levy towards the end there. Ice cold on the 1 tap in the 1-on-1 clutch. Not everyone who can step up to meet that type of point. Weapons do come out for eSuba as come from MayBe, obviously with that bomb plant and a little bit added economy for the CIS squad. Very varied in where they all come from. Torek from Azerbaijan, a couple of Russians in there with forgetting Rage, stemming from Ukraine. Has Galil on him. It's Quantium with his Galil though, 23. That's the same Destiny, in fact. They might have just got the sight from one little peek. Logis tries to come back in. It is a good trade. But maybe still with the sight. Bomb going down as well. Very quick bomb plants maybe securing in these first 2 rounds. Perhaps indicative of what they're looking to do on this T side altogether. Hold off mid for now to eSuba though, and a good kill again from Logis. Still have to worry about Space. I'm not sure if they're really expecting a second flank to come through. As MayBe just have to guard it solidly there on the site. Space on the rebound. It gets the 2 kills. Torek secures the rest as well. It's wonderfully executed. MayBe with a bit of a trick play down in middle. Get out with equalizing that score and having a great chance of taking the league now as well with eSuba's lacking economy. Maybe we'll call timeout. An early one, for sure. eSuba, who don't have Mirage as a favoured map, despite again winning it just yesterday against MayBe. 16-12 that was. Otherwise, not a lot of wins being put up by them. In terms of HLTV games, and I think specifically in the Pinnacle Winners Series, they only got one win out of, I think it was 6 or 7 attempts, 6 or 7 maps played. Only pick up a win against Young Ninjas, admittedly having some narrow losses to the likes of ITB. We obviously saw earlier today. And Savage as well. Some teams in that type of tier. Definitely a record that maybe looks worse than it is when you're going into a matchup like this. Maybe probably not on the same tier as some of those teams, although they definitely matched themselves against ITB. And that went up 2-1 to even be in this spot. Vehicles come out for eSuba. Savannah peeking first of all, but nothing really found through the smoke there. We'll wrap around instead. Just trying to keep MayBe guessing as to where those CTs stand, as MayBe drop a couple fake smokes. Just in the sense that they usually are intended to go for a bit of an A split. Not going to happen this time. Or at least some further mid control, which they didn't take until the second smoke is dropped there on window. From that one in his minor, peeks in from short, has one to face, and straight away gets it down. And Rage picks up a kill as well. It all looks so easy. MayBe play it out his own flawless system. That's part of the team kill. Only Levy was able to get a frag in that round. MayBe instead pick it up 2-1. Sophisticated stuff. Honestly, on the T side, looked very patient there, and certainly didn't look like underdogs in some sense. You get a sense that they are quite comfortable in this map. Obviously, you have some older players as well. Torek, 27. Rage feels like he is younger, but I think he's 24 actually. Having played for quite some times and lower tier CAS teams, but also some pretty good one. Was part of that Project X project, I guess you call it, for a couple months. Wendigo Academy and Hard Legion, all part of his history. It's yet to have a chance at that AWP. Obviously wouldn't need it too much in this round. Maybe it just wouldn't be effective in this type of round with most EUSPs to face. There's 5-7 on Peshin and a Deagle on Bloggers as well. That's eSuba actually stack up towards that B site. Destiny spotted. Lone over towards Underground, but maybe we might get tricked into going B. As Destiny hides away, gets double teamed up. To secure a 5-on-4 for MayBe. They do still look for bait. This might be a very costly mistake as Peshin already gets a headshot on board. Blog is for the kill as well, as only a bit of damage is being dealt. Not quite the fragging on any real front outside of, I guess, Blog is picking up a couple in middle. Not going to be enough to sustain them in this round. But a few damaged MayBe players in space. He's taken down. A wonderful job at repositioning there from Blog, as he still won't go for more. Or attempt at clutch, but the free kills and saving an AK into that next round, it's a pretty good turnout for what was a very minimal investment coming into this one. That might still put MayBe up by 2 rounds, and obviously will have them in a somewhat strong economical position, but eSuba's still going to be happy with it. Torek be the king of cash. He's 4K in his bank account and no worries in buying up for this round. Could cause further problems down the road. Need to invest a lot of what they actually had in residue to get this one over the line. would probably be able to buy up in the next round. Maybe have a few drop over, but after that, unsure. With Rage carrying an op. Then into this one. Blogis gets an op on his end on the other side. Let's maybe attack that ramp area with 3 players very early on. They walk through that smoke completely disrespecting it. Desti not ready at all, and Quantium has found that 5-on-4 for MayBe. They wanted to pounce off of it. Has at least caused a couple rotations here for eSuba. They try to keep up. CTs do still maintain a presence there over towards top middle. Have some decent parts of the map still secured. It's all about this A site now being locked down as MayBe return back into ramp. Maybe a full rotation on the way. Feels like it. Super respond within reason. Put a couple players in the right positions and actually do get out with the timing, but then Blogis goes down and Savannah needs to pick up a couple instead. He gets the one. Let's maybe look for bait. Have been heard already here, but Peshin and Savannah defending it. The entry out, what a wonderful kill. Quantium with the one in space secures the round as well with the other. That's MayBe yet again looking quite good on this T side. Not just from an individual standpoint, but I think some of the tactical elements they're throwing in are looking really solid. I mean, eSuba will have to aspire to not a very strong T side team on this map. Only win about, it was 35% or so of rounds on that T side. In terms of shares of rounds, it's definitely under 40%, so stronger on CT. Beautiful shot. Just to hold it down. eSuba are quite good, I found, on Mirage specifically, at sort of securing rounds after getting the opening kill, but they haven't really got to that point in many of these rounds played so far. We'll have to see more of that. Almost looked a little bit frightened in the first gun round. For example, they really backed off and mid did not pan out at all in terms of the control they had early on there. MayBe being able to create so much havoc in that round and having a 5-on-3 in this round. So they attack that beast site. Only a Deagle waiting for them. In comes Savannah as well as Peshin picks up the first frag. MayBe he's getting it down to just a Savannah. Problems raised. And questions arising as Desti had a free kill. He doesn't make use of it at all. Oh, what a blunder. Could have had a shot at the round there, I think. But alas, it was just with pistols they carried into that round, so we weren't expecting all too much. The rifles come back out for them, including that op on Blogis. We saw, if you were watching the stream, eSuba versus Nexus, the one thing they had going for them was Blogis being so active on this map. Typically it's Savannah who has the top rating for Mirage for eSuba, but Blogis was all over the map there, flanking around in every single situation. Savannah picks up the opening frag here, it's Blogis stuck in Palace, maybe trying to get out on A. Desti to greet them, but he backs off after hearing that AWP. Blogis might have to get that return frag instead. As he peeks out, it's a trade from Peshin. They still don't know about Blogis as well. So in a 3-on-3, not necessarily MayBe on top here. All rests on Peshin in a way. What peaks he decides to make. So he took another gander into ramp. We'll have to stay clear here of connector. As Miner charges up. He actually holds it. Wonderfully done. Yeah, that's brilliant. Still don't know about Blogis. With 45. Space and Rage will just have to go through with limited utility. As Peshin holds the angle yet again. Rage to just peek it in slowly. But he goes down. Logis came through as well. It's a great link-up job, but all the credit really should go to Peshin. Had it on lock there towards stairs and was unrelenting. Just taking very solid angels and holding very, very solid angles and positions. I get eSuba around back. A couple of AKs carried across into this round despite maybe being able to buy up. Quantium gets a bit of damage done. That's had a nice start to this game, Quantium. That's an entry presence over towards the A site for the most part. Really found his form. Logis wins the op duel. Patiently holding to deliver a man advantage for eSuba here. Destiny can back away from a duel. Didn't really want to take. Despite only having an MP9. eSuba look to be a little bit on top here. He maybe reposition and readjust now to head over towards middle instead. A lot of CTs over there though. Savannah definitely one of them. Used. Logis stays alive for the gunfire there. So I think I should catch him one off. Oh, he's done some damage. Logis finishes. B side instead. It's made it look a little bit disconnected all of a sudden. Levy just needs to hold it down. Peshin actually came in as well. A lot of cover on the B site and eSuba make it look really easy. So they get it down and win out a third round for them. Even with Destiny going the 007. It's maybe with a weaker buy this time around. I think it's fair to say. 2 AKs involved still, so still be quite threatening, but certainly eSuba could be coming back here during a bit of a streak being built up at this point. They have that really trustful mid setup, as I call it sometimes, relying on each other quite a bit, and it works out initially. Oh my goodness! It works out so well. Only the 1 kill for MayBe, and eSuba going to be overjoyed with that one as they get it to a 4th round. That's not something you can do every round as a mid setup, but it does really work when your opponents aren't really expecting it. Maybe when they try to get a little bit ahead of themselves in some regard, because it's so easy to see someone very exposed out there looking for a different angle and then go immediately for the repick. There's Rage though. Boosted up. Wonderfully executed for the 5-on-4 again. I like that trick play. That's just what you need to stay on top in this type of series. It's this type of opponent. Very cleverly done. Oh, he actually does get traded though. That's mid control for MayBe. Vital stuff that Torek was able to eventually spray him down through that smoke. Instead left eSuba still in that man disadvantage with definitely Stay out in CT. Not a lot of rotations coming his way as maybe attack A. Levy goes down. Want to keep peeking. Bomb plant essentially for free comes out. And a tough 2v4 retake now for eSuba. Maybe with good post-plant positions as well. Can surely make this one a pain-free affair. Trade comes out. That's all they needed. Destiny will go on to save, it looks like. Even though he is being hunted down here by Rage. Should he have heard him? I think so. Not looking his way right now though. Destiny straight into the back of... Walks with his back turned straight into Rage, I should say. It keeps MayBe in the lead. I'd like to round that. To keep them on top. So I have a chance to really maintain control of this first half as well in some regard. If another rifle round will greet us. Log is holding from window. Good shot on Miner. Holds the angle as well, knowing Rage is over there now with the AWP shot from it. Not gonna come against one another just yet. Levy, with no need for a peek, actually gets it down. That was perfectly timed for him. I think Slays might have heard it, but Levy just keeping hold of that angle. Now really give them such an advantage. There it is. eSuba with a fantastic start to the round. They could really just lock out from it any moment now. Yep. Levy's seen him. Basically a death sentence. MayBe wanted no part of that. Rage goes for it. Good kill. Still need a couple more. Quantum has got into middle. That's a bit tricky. Oh, but doesn't check for Destiny at all. That is unfortunate for Quantium's part. I'm not sure if they ever had a chance of the round with limited time as well. Rage will just try to save it instead. Longest wanted the duel. Rage, of course he goes for it, but it's Bloggers to win it out. Such a patient opera. Rage a little bit more of that erratic style that obviously can be really impactful, but in a lot of those up and up duels, it often feels like the one with more patience often win it out. Maybe forced to an eco, so no great chance of maintaining that lead now, unlike last time when it was threatened. eSuba should really be tying it up against a bunch of mainly unarmored players. In some cases not even particularly upgraded pistols. Yeah. Easy does it. It's whack-a-mole for Dusty. Six for this Miner gets a kill back. Space in there as well. Actually make it a little bit competitive. Look at them go. It's turned into a 2-on-2 all of a sudden. Levy not afraid to peek, but maybe you should be against this AK and this Deagle. Space is going to take the quick route over towards B. I think that's where they're headed. Miner just retrieving the bomb. Levy is over there. But he'll have to do quite a bit. Then again, with 40 seconds, if he just throws a well-timed Molotov here, they can't extinguish. They can't extinguish it. Oh, but he just went for the bullets and that works just as well. As Levy secures it. Well placed. AK-47 rounds. To get it to 6-0. Going around back in play. If you're just joining us, this is the decider match, Group A. eSuba versus MayBe, the last game of this group before we then head into Group B tomorrow. Starting off with Infinite versus Ambush. Winner of this goes to the semis. Loser. Crap out of the tournament. We'll have to pack those bags. Good start for MayBe. As eSuba kind of caught with their covers off. Quick couple kills maybe needed from Bloggers here to really bring him back. He does secure it on the first. Holds down the angle towards Palace for now as well. Even as a trade comes through, it's Bloggers missing that time. So many T's now coming through towards the A site. Passion will try to go for a peek, I suppose. They get into that site and they pick up a second kill. Passion in there. They don't know where Bloggers stands, but now he is left all alone. He has made himself known. That smoke thrown out. No good on the flick. Keeps looking for these shots. He actually goes for it. He gets it down for the one. There's only a 1-on-2 left now. And limited time on MayBe as they get pressured down into planting it. Bloggers. Has he turned the momentum somewhat? Spamming through. Has a rough idea of where Miner could stand right now in the 1-on-2. With shots being rained through, he jumps up to ticket. Space holding that angle down. Maybe just giving him nothing. The flash won't connect. And Space takes him down. That is 6-7. That is eSuba. Lacking a little bit in terms of economy on a lot of these players. They squeeze a buy out of it. Op still coming out on Bloggers, I suppose, and a couple of rifles in there. Not ideal. Rage's early peek into the A. No shot fired. Minimal damage exchanged. Just in the early parts instead. Miner is up towards top mid though. That could definitely get challenged by eSuba here. They do throw that mid smoke out. So allow Savannah a deeper position into connector. Maybe look for A more so. Miner's position is at least located now. Maybe have crept up. That's a free kill. He secures that one. Passion is here as well. As Rage takes one down, it's Passion who squares it. To bring it back into that man advantage. Blog is holding down as well towards middle. Didn't quite flick down in time. Instead, a trade comes out. Maybe still in a rough spot. Can't seem to dig themselves out of this man disadvantage. They'll try by going through A. But they have no idea where Passion is. Or where that rotate could stand. It's Passion. Just holds the angle. Probably just secures the round. There it is. 4 kills for Passion. 7-all. In what's been an eerily tight affair between eSuba and MayBe on map 1 of this decider match. As I mentioned, Group B will be the next thing we cover. So this best of 3 is over. That group with Ambush, Dynamo Eclot, Infinite and Offset. So teams to come out of that one as well to go to the semi-final position with Nexus already locking in their spot. One of these two teams up next. I think face the winner then of that next group. Quantium has snuck through. That's the somewhat aware of it. There it is. Actually secures that frag in wonderful form. Because that leaves a giant gap. MayBe. No presence whatsoever in almost 2/3 of the map at this point. eSuba haven't made use of that through the half though, so not sure if they're going to start now. This Miner at least tries to go for something on short. Holds it down. What a shot on Passion. It's left just one player on B, Levy. But at least has got a trade back and could do a little bit more, but instead he gets traded now as Bloggers comes in, and Bloggers connects on a few too many shots though. Space to at least leave it down. In one of the tightest halves we've had. Down to just the 1-on-1. How fitting. As he peeks in! He connects on the Deagle shot for the 1-on-3. What a clutch from space. And what a tight fought half that ends up being as MayBe take it 8-7. It's moving on now for them on the CT side and eSuba on the T side, but a ridiculous turnout. I want to see more of that. Not just for this map, but I think for the series as a whole. This would be promising. This could end up being the tightest game yet. Tightest series yet. Still yet to have an overtime, I think. In the tournament so far. Spades holds it for long range. That's for a smoke though. Oh, but he still finds the way. The lineup to get him the 1 kill and then Rage is straight back in there. The 5-on-3 before the bomb goes down. They're just tapping away right now. The CTs are MayBe making it so difficult for the main eSuba players who are squished in towards jungle. It's at least planted for them. A lot of players to cover off. Quantium going for the defuse now as well as Peshin waits it out. And he really shouldn't have. Even as they secure the kills, it's not enough as MayBe take it out. What ends up being a bit of a Pyrrhic victory for eSuba. The 5 kills not enough for them. MayBe go up 9-7. Decent buy for eSuba. Decent buy for MayBe. Where's that bomb plant? Puts us at a pretty even playing field here. Guess with Blog is the exception who doesn't have armor. Only that Deagle in hand. eSuba creep up A. Fails to win the fight though. And Quantium. He's got nothing there. The MP9 is all he can manage. He needs a bit of cover. But Rage instead goes down on the rotation as Quantium gets thrown in the trash container. And as eSuba roll over MayBe in that round, a flawless one for the mainly Czech side. Beautifully done. That's a statement round if I've ever seen one. In what's kind of the first gun round in this second half. And the weaker side statistically for eSuba on Mirage. They still end up with a win and have a good chance of really tying it up. And what would be 9-9. eSuba only winning about 35% of their T rounds on this map. This trade does come out. That's a free AK for Torek. They had A, that could be dangerous, but I'm not sure if they are. Creep up mid instead. Mid to B seems like a much safer option. So not able to readjust and hold it down from A. Minor though, the Deagle to set up the 1 kill. He repositions the 2, comes out, and now it's Space on the site, who does fall, but has left something here for Torek to accomplish. Fakes flashes towards short. They expect him to be over there. The AK in hand, he gets it! Down to just a 1-on-1. Dusty has the angle covered. He slowly walks out, only does a bit of damage. A poor play there in the 1-on-1 from Torek, but also some balls still showing off on Dusty just to stay in that angle. Can't complain too much, I guess. Maybe it wasn't a perfect buy. They get quite a bit of damage dealt. But they have been left in an eco, so still not ideal. Would have been a huge clutch for Torek. And for MayBe. In the eco, they only get the 1 kill. 4 down for MayBe. They actually know where he is as well. Torek. It's a matter of time. See if they actually take back that lead. MayBe did snatch it away just before the half closed, that first half, but it's been won back now by eSuba with 3 rounds in a row picked up. They now get a 4th. That would be massive. Because MayBe are on a bye here, and so really want to stay competitive in this first map. Their own map pick, mind you, of Mirage. With Vertigo and Inferno coming up next. Not maps, especially in Vertigo, but I'd favour MayBe on at all. All that awaits in mid. That's good. Doesn't get to do a lot. Super 2 still wants a connector. There it is, but Torque gets it down. And a man advantage there for MayBe. Untradeable unless MayBe peek out too much. Rage instead maintains that angle. And has put them up quite a bit. eSuba look for B, at least with Destiny. Is that fake? I think it's a fake. Dog is rotating. Savannah has a kill on A. All they have to kill off now is Quantium. But he has the free angle. And Bloggers just didn't realise. That is very unfortunate for eSuba as they have to pivot away from jungle now. Desperately look for the bomb plant instead. Savannah takes the peek, has it down. And a 2-on-2 instead. As the bomb plant comes through, Savannah keeps hold of the angle. How does he do that? With just Miner left. Yet again, Balls of Steel shown off. So another eSuba player could be a round winner. I think he should have seen the gun barrel. Miner instead to trade the frag. Destiny comes in, wins it out in the end. As eSuba have a 2-round lead. And that litmus test passed by eSuba. Potentially put them up by quite a bit now. There goes out. That's really all that's out for MayBe. I see eSuba actually went quick here. Quicker than anticipated. Delivering a bit of damage there on the first time. And securing things. Placed over towards middle. Can't leave him open. Can't leave him open! Spades! Gets an AK for himself and Miner. Miner fails to use his. In any productive sense. And so Space's efforts doesn't seem to have led them to too much. And he backs away instead. AK on the save. That's something, I suppose, into that next round, but obviously eSuba are going to be overjoyed nonetheless. Even if it did take a couple men to get this one down. At this point, especially on that T side with the economy being so lenient, really are just looking for the rounds. I don't think they mind just having 2 players alive. Will not be strapped for cash by any means here. Maybe do buy up around that. Saved AK. Space has it on him, and then Rage gets an open in his hands. This is the round that MayBe might have to win to have a chance at their own map pick of Mirage. Kill from Rage. It's him and Quantium defending this A site, which seems to be on the other end of an A side approach. eSuba with the utility. Rage impatient, he comes back around though. Good opening for him. Quantium wants to trade, avoids those bullets. Quantium just playing cat and mouse. Eventually getting caught out by an entirely different animal in Destiny. With tight spaces on this site. Rage just jumps up. and gets the second frag on the board. Rage, the madman comes back in and might have delivered the 10th round for MayBe. It looks that way. As Blog is desperately wrapped back and forth, Rage gets a 4K in that round. So MayBe now on double digits. A must win. And one of their star men really step up in that situation. Super go for mid early. Maybe you have kind of been avoiding it, at least early on in a lot of these rounds, but then Rage comes out! Oh my goodness! Quickest draw in the West. He does have his kill neutralized by Torek going down. But still, just the thought of Rage maybe being still in window appears to be quite scary there for eSuba. He has arrived back in. What a shot! Levy delivering back across, but all these wonderful kills getting traded after one another to leave us instead in a 3-on-3, where Quantium is all alone on that A site. What does he manage? Nothing. Immediately blown out of the water instead. Miner comes back in though. And this round very much still in play. That bomb gets carried across towards the A site. Smoke will start to fade. Peshin exposed. Oh, but he does stay alive. I'll have to thank his lucky stars on that one. Only a leg shot for Rage in the end as Peshin tries to flank around. Blogis secure a bomb plant with only a Molotov to use there for Miner. Not decide to throw it. Blogis looks to delay them a little bit further. Peshin, a free kill. He holds his trigger. As Rage only does a bit of damage, it's a free double. And Peshin wins it out. Fantastic move from Peshin to deliver a 13th there for eSuba. That's 25 in the game now, Peshin. And I said it, Kremer and DK were crediting Blogis for a lot of those types of rounds, a lot of those types of frags during eSuba's game against Nexus, even when they did lose on Mirage just earlier today, where he was the one who was able to flank around very often. Peshin has been the one to do it here as Blogis gets the opening. Rage's effort not going to count for much. Flash does come in. MayBe still plenty of players out towards mid. Torek, one of them, getting damaged up and gets away. That's just in time as space backs away as well. MayBe a little bit more timid now, but then Blogis has come through. And here he is. We were talking up his flanking. I mentioned it. And he has a free kill here. Decides not to take it. He can have the entire site. He lines it up. Miner exposed. He's jumping around right now. He takes the one and the second. Could be a game winner, as Blogis has both. As eSuba surely have the round. A 14-10 scoreline appears to be quite deadly here for MayBe. They just decide to save. It's a reasonable choice. Getting fairly outplayed by Blogis in that regard. Quantium might want something better than an MP9, but stays put for now. With MayBe on really poor cash here. Does not look good for them in that regard. For eSuba. MayBe again, just with an economy that you'd have to shape in a very certain direction. Coming in with the angle of kind of half playing for regulation, but I think This indicates they're willing to play for overtime here. Difficult choices. I think that might be the right one. They will have a bit of cash in that next round, whatever happens here. Obviously still in with a chance for it. The deagle skills on the free players carrying those, but also an M4 on Torek, and I suppose that saved MP9 on Quantium. He stands towards A. Close range. Backs off though. Can he stay alive here? And Desti charges him down. He gets away into the site to at least delay them a little bit here, the T side. So many Molotovs though. Quantium staying alive despite his teammates falling all around him. That's a round. Almost wrapped up though, as he fell. Not so magical this time around. And match point for eSuba. 15-10 on board. Massive stuff. But again, that choice for MayBe to ever so slightly throw that previous round away has led them now to quite a good buy. This is the buy you want to lose on if you understand what I'm saying. You'd feel vindicated even if you lost here, knowing that you had a fair chance of staying in the game. And they really do have a fair chance of doing just that. Don't need 5 in a row, but it all starts with this one. As eSuba go for a quick attack towards B. Flashed off his Space, he still finds the one. Miner hiding away in the corner, meanwhile his Space sets up for a pseudo crossfire. One part's taken down, but Space stays alive. Oh, and a third as well. Space keeps them ticking, even as he falls. That should be 11 for MayBe. That is gonna be 11 for MayBe. All started with that one. To get over that hump. Must feel amazing now. They need a few more challenges ahead. That T-side economy looking really strong still. So a buy round here, and by all means probably a buy round in the next round as well. Longest boosted. What a shot. Rage taken down. It has been traded though. Vital stuff from Torek to equalize that time. To maintain a position here in mid. Space pushed up. Wanting to challenge. Nobody over here. Good info. Now look for just underground, and he actually manages to pick that one up. One more on the way. Doesn't get out alive. And that gives still eSuba a chance to attack that A site with Savannah looming in connector. Good kill from Peshin found as Savannah's got himself into stairs as well. Torek has exchanged positions with him. Wrapping back around. Savannah gets away with it. And might have just got them to 16. It's Miner all alone. In a big scary world to pick up the first. Bloggers walks off the bomb plant. Miner rattling them. Even if it is just temporary, he comes in with the bomb being planted. Scares them yet again. Savannah looks for the fight. Savannah manages to get it down. It's 16-11. And it's eSuba picking it up that time on map number 1. A huge milestone for them. Winning their maps, their opponent's map pick. They're maybe losing it out in some very unfortunate fashion for them. All the more fortunate for eSuba. We move on now towards Vertigo. eSuba's map picks, they look to close it out in 2-0 fashion. We'll be back in a moment to see who moves on here to the semi-finals. See you then.
Knelt to pray today, but no one's listening anymore. Do I need to fade away, or stay here laying down on the floor. I want to know if you be the shoulder that I need. I want to go, so take me to Neverland. Can you help me find a way? Where is the God that I need? Can I get some help today? Lord, help me with the blood that I bleed. I want to know if you be the shoulder that I need. I want to go, so take me to Neverland. Anxiety taking over me, I can't be the only one left. No, society breaking up on me, I just wanna be felt and taken and never left. Taken and never left. I just need to like a diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define. Maybe you are the fallen kind. I lay in bed with violence, the silent side of me. We see where fire starts to breathe. When I would lay in silence, the voice inside of me
used to dream about money, about a big house, but all I want is you. Your touch of fire when you love me, desirable, attainable, yeah, all I want is you. We are all the same, fame, attention, confirmation. Why do we care? What is it worth? What is it worth? We are all the same, we want to be loved, but that is not the same as being loved by you. We are all the same, we want to be loved, but that is not the same as when I'm dream about a cruiser that drove against the wind, but all I want is you. I know that fire when you touch me, my vision gets so dimmed, yeah, all I want is you. We are all the same, fame, attention, confirmation. Why do we care? What is it worth? What is it worth? We are all the same, we want to be loved, but that is not the same as being loved by you. We are all the same, we want to be loved, but that is not the same as when I'm loved by you. By you, by you. What is it worth? We are all the same, we want to be loved, but that is not the same as being loved.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip has pulled you into me. When I let you go, it just pulled you closer. It's a long departure. It's a long departure. Before I see you again, before it all makes sense, but I can't hold you back. And I still don't understand where it came from, but you're back in with the passion. I'm awake with the flame in a hailstorm. I'm back in, I gotta have it. Everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip has pulled you into me.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to another map here between eSuba and MayBe. We're back for some more here in the EPULZE Invitational, the inaugural, even, EPULZE Invitational in Group A, the final game of this group, as we saw eSuba take down MayBe 16-11 in that first map of Mirage. That was MayBe's map pick. Now eSuba looking to close it out on Vertigo. That's their map pick. They start on the T side, therefore, with MayBe on CT. Potential decider being Inferno in the end. This being a rematch, of course, as well from the opening game of this tournament, where eSuba won out 2-1 in the end. We'll see if we have similar results here. Rage comes in on the CT side to actually pick up 3 kills just out of nowhere. On that USP, stood all alone towards the A site, but he was just a one-man army over there. Finally gets taken down there by Destiny, who is now instead left alone on his end with a few too many to kill, you'd argue. Even if he has the time on his side, he didn't have the manpower on his side, and ends up being that 1-0 scoreline in favor of MayBe to kick this one off. But of course, starting on the CT side, as I mentioned, eventually lose out on this very side in that previous map, despite some very good performances from the likes of Spades. And even towards, I think, in that second half, it felt like a couple of them stepped up as well. Warwick was in there, Rage was in there with 18 kills both. Behind Spades is 21. But eSuba put up the numbers and really clutched it out in those final couple rounds. It was quite even for all of the first half, and then at least portions of the second half. In the end, a little bit too strong there, eSuba. That's not that T side. Quantum gets killed there. He has space with it. Secure this B site looks quite easy, doesn't it? When they do it. Those M4s. Torque try to get involved. Not part of the M4 club, instead it's Quantium and Space who mop it all up with those M4s in hands. And 2-0. What faces for a little bit here, maybe. eSuba do get into it though with an early buy here coming out. Straight AKs for them. Small sample size. eSuba don't play this map a lot despite picking it here. Levy, the one to watch according to those stats in some of the games they played, appears to be overperforming a little bit. Top in the scoreboard in most of those games that they have played that are registered. It's bad at that time. Nice shot from the Slovakian. Plays wants the trade. Hiding with similar precision, he actually gets away with it. And gets out alive, crucially. As he serves on the way instead, it's quickly brought to within their favour. Trading back and forth here. Leaves you none the wiser as to who actually has the advantage. I guess the eSuba have most of the A site. The bomb being transferred over there right now, but then maybe are close by in terms of the rotations and have some utility to use, but then the one less player now. It's Minor falls to the floor. He takes minor damage from the Molotov as well as Spades looks for the hunt. He gets it down, but only good for a trade. Quantium instead in the 1-on-2 now with limited health left on the eSuba players. You'd still favour them as they stack up towards a ramp with no kit in hand here for Quantium. Still goes for the smoke and tap. Force this out. Takes 1 or 2 peeks. There it is. Actually walks straight into it. Quantium! The lineup goes through, but no time on the defuse. Oh, the kit was right there. That is so unfortunate. Quantium close, but no cigar on the clutch. They lined up so well for him. Thought he'd won it just then, but his 8 kills and 0 deaths are only good for 2 rounds so far. With eSuba getting one back there, and obviously have a bit of a buy going on, despite losing all of their players in that previous round. Not a single T-side player has survived a single round yet. Quantium comes straight back in. A monster start for him. That is 9 of kill. Levy trades it back though. Still gonna be maybe on top. Space as well. Nice peek. How did that happen? Passion. Always wants to seemingly to get them back in these types of rounds. We found a bit of space towards A. There is Rage to worry about. Playing more and more over towards the scaffolding angle. Oh, Blogis doesn't check it. Doesn't even get the bomb down in time. Passion gets double peeked. In fact, that was a triple peek, I think, in the end. Highly coordinated from MayBe to secure a third round after all. I think it really did pay off, the fact that they got so many kills in the previous round. Notice they had an opening into this one. Left eSuba on some less than savoury weapons, and also has left them now with just an eco. For round number 5 is Quantium is yet to be killed. Huge impact on the game from Quantium so far. As the pistols will stack up by A ramp. It comes through. Maybe definitely don't use their Molotovs too early in these rounds. We've seen a tendency of it. I think we even saw it in Mirage, where they definitely like to keep it around Minor, using it as sort of a safety net right now. Goes for the peek instead. They sense the activity. Can't get a grip though of the actual situation as Peshin comes up and gets the opening frag. Minor has at least secured parts of this angle, but needs to be wary. Levy peeks in. Minor, can he get away? Only with 5 health. Finally backed up by Torque. And Torque comes in with a couple kills, actually quite a heavy punch on him. With that rotation, Minor somehow stays alive as well as they make it through. eSuba always scary. Upgraded pistols, eco, or obviously in a buy round. Doesn't really matter what they're playing around with, as long as it's better than Glocks. Here come those rifles. I don't even know up here on Blogis. Nothing of the sort for the CTs to work with. Still maintains something of an A-ramp presence, although it is more passive. Utility enough to be used there from the CTs as Savannah actually comes up. He'll get flashed in. One-time Molotov from Torque that has only pushed up the eSuba though. The Mage have spotted out the Rage, they don't. Rage can stay put instead. Does get traded. Already out there with the smoke dropped. Levy gets a kill back though, and it's Quantium only with 1. Oh, that's a sick frag though. Rage. That was ever so needed as he crept back into sandbags. A weird move as Blogis gets towards the beast sights, not expecting company, and punished for just that. Passion will not be able to secure the kill on Rage either. I guess he has got into a good position, but Quantium's looking for this. So I'm not sure if it's perfectly... if it is perfect for Passion here, this angle. Oh, but it is. The back of Quantium. 20 seconds left, the one-on-one ensues. Knows that Rage is coming from the staircase. Passion takes, plants the bomb, he peeks out now and wins it out in the end. Perfectly executed 1-on-2 from Peshin, the top fragger of that previous map of Mirage. Put up 30 in that one. And gets the 2 vital kills in that round. Really kept it patient despite not being able to secure the frag there on Rage the first time around when he heard him on the A site. Was able to use that information much later on down the line. And eSuba have at least kept themselves within arm's length here. That's with another buy round. Even with limited utility here from the CTs. Parts of that used up. Weird angled standing with only an MP9 miner. Have to watch himself as maybe do a bit of a B push. Look at this! Quantium gets the 2-for-1. Now they don't need to do any other crazy gimmicks. If Miner can just get out from this position, maybe we'll maintain that man advantage. Blog is holding him. At least was. They creep up now the other end though. Blog is not able to secure the frag and maybe keep it in a 4-on-3. Not a lot of nades to use either for eSuba to block those two players out. As a CT has already come in on the rotation. That's Torek. Standing in a similar angle, comes in. And his kill. Very much needed. And keeping them at bay. Peshin. And a tougher 1-on-2 that time. With less space to operate on, he gets shut down. And it's 5-2 for MayBe. We're doing a great job of just keeping a couple rounds between themselves and eSuba so far. No grip of the game found for eSuba just yet. He just gets an op here. eSuba only with the pistols. Barely even upgraded once. Let alone any armor here involved for eSuba, who just waited out for the most part. I think sensing that maybe often try to do at least 1 or 2 of these gimmicks towards one of these sites. Often they are a little bit proactive, maybe, on the CT sides, so see what eSuba were trying to do. Good shot as well, even if it doesn't result in a frag. Boost comes in for Peshin. Baze doesn't spot it. Free frag. Finally secured as Quantium's all that's left on B. He is tagged up, remember, from Blogger's early shots, so very fragile now on this site. Quantium still gets a frag, but he's quickly traded. That's eSuba in with a chance. It's Torek though to bring it back as they stabilize and factor. And the flank for Miner is perfectly done. And maybe get 6. Torek is just a bit of a pendulum on the CT side sometimes. Is able to really, again, shore up any fragile spot. No up here for eSuba. Slavy goes quickly in towards middle, huh? They don't have a lot of utility actually, so spending a ton of it there. Going 3 men actually, a 1-for-1 comes out. Smoke off towards A and wrap around with Peshin. Needs to stay vigilant. This Quantium is spread a little bit thin. He still comes in though. Another trade is there. As eSuba find themselves on that site with a lot of company. There it is, a good trade. Just what they were looking for. Bloggers can now get into the site as well with that bomb. And what ends up being a 2-on-2. Haven't blocked off the flank here, but no one coming from that direction. They hear the scope, I think, of Rage. Look for the other angle as well. Miner comes in from CT. Destiny gets caught off. It's Bloggers in the 1-on-2 now, just against Rage. Knows exactly where he stands. A good flash comes through, but it's Rage instead to make it 7. MayBe staying quite far ahead. And even if a lot of these rounds ends up in very tight situations, MayBe are winning an uncanny amount of them. Actually have now found a decent economy as well. I don't have any major issues with it. eSuba with a much more compromised buy here. At least get something across the board. That's Rage missing on his early peak. eSuba move quickly. Miner needs to stay alive. He actually does the opposite. Savannah finds him even as it's traded. The situation getting much worse for MayBe. Torek still gets out with 2. So leave it to that. 2 on 3 now. In the favor of MayBe. Or just fakes. Smoke out. They have spotted out 2 out of these 3 players. Just need to stay cautious of the flank from Quantium. They don't. Blog is remanages anyway. Oh, and Levy's found one. Rage come down. And eSuba flip it. Within a matter of seconds. To bring that one to a 3rd round for them. Breaking the streak there of MayBe. Quantium is up to 16 frags, by the way. Even if they didn't win that round, feels ridiculous. They're forced onto an eco. eSuba on an ideal buy instead. Rage back in, Savannah. Tight spaces a thing he can do. That time. Work instead, Passion to trade. But that's 2 players now with a rifle to defend the A site. So eSuba have almost made it more deadly for themselves as Passion peeks back in. But only Rubber. It's Levy. Exploring out towards mid. That's a free kill. You can flank on over. Or at least provide a distraction, but a short-lived one. Torek now boosted up. They have the angle. They have the kill. And a man advantage back in. Desti, the challenge that comes in. The double spray down. With only space. And then the AK, but gets shut down in the end by Bloggers. eSuba starting to build up a streak instead. Forcing MayBe back down to an eco. A chaotic finish to that round. They still make it work. Feels very similar to the first half we had on Mirage. Which was so tight. Which was so hard fought. Which ended up being 8-7 I think that time. And it felt like if you could tie up a half. If you could have a tie scoreline going into the second half. That would have been the half where you would have had a tied scoreline. Felt like every single one was a 1-on-1 that time, and it's been kind of the case in a lot of these rounds. Outside of, I guess, the ecos, such as this one. Well, in this instance, it's MayBe getting wiped off the face of the earth there. Only USPs in that round will not keep it in a long-term memory. This one far more important. As MayBe look to secure another first half win and potentially doing even more damage. If they win this round, 10 is still on. That's a potential halftime score for them. 10-5 would be spot on. And what they're trying to do here, coming back from 1 map down. The draws into Inferno. eSuba on B. Space to defend it. Quantium. Quick rotation as well. Space has already found the first. Doesn't even need to reposition. Gets away for the smoke just in time as No one can trade him out. No one really knows where these CTs lie. They still attack eSuba. But a lot of their Molotovs extinguished. Nothing fiery on the ground. It's gonna have to be a raw fight. Outside of one or two smokes thrown in, they go in now without any sort of flashes. Only the one smoke Peshin on the double spray down nonetheless. Quantum is there. But they have got a chance now, eSuba. Peshin jumps up. They want another one before a bomb plant is to come through here. It's going to be a tough fight if so, but they just go for the bomb plant instead. No, they tap it. Blogus holds the angle, flashed away, and Rage has got him down. It's quickly traded. Peshin on for the ace as he looks to clutch it out. With two more to find, Rage gets involved. He gets deeper into it. It's Minder instead to secure the frag. And maybe win it out in the end. In what's yet another tight fought round. And such an important one for the CTs, breaking that eSuba streak. And again, having a shot at a 10-5 scoreline and at least a 9-6 scoreline. Has potential winnings now from the last two rounds of this first half. eSuba puts it up for debate with a full AK buy. Desti part of that. Hearing Quantium. Maybe even smelling him a little bit, but not quite seeing him yet. Levy. He's seeing one. And he stays true on it. It's MayBe. All of a sudden gets stuck in an unfavorable spot. Space. Can't dig them out. Levy just too consistent on that angle. As eSuba seem to be wiping away all chances in this round of ever getting back. With only Quantium and Rage left, two of the top performers in general. And in particular for this map for MayBe, but still tough. Rage is tagged out, swaps out to the M4, gets away with it, peeks back in, but only one. Even as Quantium's found a kill back, there's 3 more to go for him, all alone now. And Levy has that ticking time bomb flanking on him. He gets into A quite quickly. Damaged out. eSuba just wait out for the flank. Levy again. Can come through any moment. As Quantium's forced into reloading, it's all over for him. And it's eSuba. Still making it work. Worst case scenario now for eSuba, still okay. Even if they end up 6 to 9 down, wouldn't be any major worries there for them. With their stronger CT half on the way as well. If they get to 7, that would almost be a steal. Based on how players like Quantium have looked for this first half. With those 19 kills with still this round to play. A weak buy comes out for MayBe. But maybe a buy nonetheless. If you want to look at it positively. The AKs are there to greet them, so not ideal for those CTs. Those initial spots. Savannah, savvy, and actually ready for this flank or this boost up now. Still, Torek manages to get away with the frag. Only damage dealt in return as Blogus spots up the shadow and wipes out A for the most part. Still Rage in there. Only for a very short period of time. Space the next challenger. That's surely going to be 7-8 the score. As eSuba managed to dig themselves out of what once looked to be quite a deep hole. They were down by quite a bit there. It was 6 to 2 at one point. Looked like it could really get out of hand against eSuba, but you end up with another 8-7 first half in favour of MayBe. Just like what we had on Mirage. So they now swap over to the T side and eSuba gets a CT. Again, what's been their favourite side on most maps, and in particular this map. Have a 55-ish win % on CT with Only about 36 there on the T side. Clear difference there. Picked up a clear majority of those rounds on CT as MayBe will start to peek for it. Levy and Savannah. Damaged up. Savannah still not spotted. Oh, and Peshin as well! Peshin! With the filthy little peek through the smoke. Even as Savannah went down, that didn't appear to matter all too much. Peshin's 3k was enough in getting eSuba to 8-all. Peshin, a clear shot at even getting above his kill total for map number 1, where he had 30 kills there on Mirage. Was absolutely vital in getting them the 16-11 win. Could prove quite pivotal his contributions here on Vertigo as well. Which might mean closing out this series in 2. In semi-finals, Bloggers wants that quite a bit. He's hungry to get involved. Gets a 4k in the end. Well, that's going to be a chance for MayBe to tie things back up. With AKs invested on their end, eSuba getting a buy on board, obviously for their sake. Not having to buy up a lot of these weapons either. Bloggers would have had to rebuy anyway, so he gets an op on him. Otherwise, it's almost a bonus round for eSuba. Almost a free hit. They're still going to be able to buy for the next round after this. No matter the result, or at least have a choice of buying up in that next round, as Savannah stays alone towards B, and he really is alone. Good thing he wins that fight. We'll try to delay them now as Levy's already picked up another one. It's on the other end of things. In fact, he came up huge on the other end of the map. Must have gone through middle to flank around B. Or A, rather. Spaze attacks B. Reputation's just getting there now. In fact, it's more of a flank unit. 3 of the 4 CTs are flanking around. Quantium somewhat ready for 1. Surely not expecting more, but he is! Quantium! Didn't look for the third, I can't really blame him. Peshin's still in there. Now on the 2-on-2, smokes it off with 45 seconds. MayBe turn back, but we'll have to face the blog is up here. They don't quite smoke him off. Oh, now they have. He's in amongst it. Into the grit of things as Peshin shuts off the bomb plant. It's Torek in the 1-on-2 instead. Doesn't quite notice where Bloggers was. So no free kill for him. With only 20 on the clock now. It just gets tougher and tougher as he lets that clock wind down. He needs to make a move. And no utility to do it. Spots out Bloggers. That's something. That's a bit of damage. It's not quite the kill though. And Peshin's just ran away. As Torek is forced to save the AK. Not what he wanted out of that one. Not what MayBe wanted out of that round, but it's what they're forced to accept as eSuba get onto double digits. If eSuba take that next gun round, this might be an eSuba running away with the lead after picking up so many rounds in a row if you count back to the last half. Only lost 1 out of the last, what is it? Just a ton of rounds, 8 rounds. Last 9 rounds, 8 rounds. Lost 1, that is. If you wanted it coherent. Trade by Torek. The only AK in the round. Oh, look at Rage. A free kill. Dusty goes down. Rage has a rifle. Torek as well with another one. They open up a ton of the map here. And Peshin is left to deal with so much of it. He goes down. With a fantastic 1-dig from Quantium. And Bloggers alone. Good shot. 3 more to find. Let's maybe have that B site. They will rotate back around. Blog is expecting more from A, and would it be correct in that assumption? Shot. Still might save. I can't blame him, to be honest. I really can't. 18 HP. Doesn't have a lot of money there on board for eSuba, so not a problem in terms of the save, although the round is a problem. So I was thinking ahead to the next gun round ahead of this one. But they just lose in what was supposed to be a bit of a freebie. Based on Torque getting a couple kills there towards the B site. And a few deagle shots raining through on A. Super loads. Unorganized on some fronts. We'll have to regroup. The limited economy. Trying to make it work here with just a half buy. It's not ideal. But they do have both a rifle and an AWP coming into this one. Peshin and Blogis will have to carry them through some weaknesses on their side. Let's go for the early peek. Levy! Oh my goodness! Spots the bomb, gets a kill! Even as he goes down, that's a lot of information. And that's a lot of questioning now from MayBe as to where the other CT standeth. Maybe someone followed him into a flanking position. Even if it's not the case. Torque peeks in towards B again. Only a USP over here. As Peshin has decided to rotate off a little bit. Savannah will have to break them eventually. There he goes down. It's traded though. As Peshin wants the fight. Wins it so crucially as well. The rest head towards A. Its Blog is boosted up. It's Minor. He's kind of looking for that boost. He still goes down to it. That boost is quite deadly, it turns out. Even when you kind of are looking for it. And as Peshin does his job with the rifle carried across into this round, it looks as though Blogis is on track to do his. He was trusted with the AWP. He gets 2. Just in the same way Peshin was trusted with the rifle and gets 2 for his efforts as well. That's a fantastic round for eSuba to win. In a splendid position. If they can just take this one gun round, eSuba would be ahead by quite a bit. Maybe not entirely in terms of the scoreline, but momentum-wise, I feel like quite far ahead in many regards. Rage steps up here in A-Ram. Well done. I have the 5-on-4 already unlocked. If only some damage dealt in return. So maybe you stack up there on A. They're comfortable within this man advantage. Of course they are. Makes them a little bit less comfy. Dealt. Oh, but return. Damage is there as well. Doesn't accomplish much more. Rounds put into it. He gets up. That position as Levy's flanking. I think they spotted it. Oh, and they have actually got him down. Levy, in what could have been a round saver, ends up really putting them down now. It's a 3-on-5. Peshin and Blogis might be the ones who have to dig them out of this hole. Just like last round. Blogis jumps up, misses on the first try. Flashes again. It's Peshin and Blogis, but only a trade for either. And Savannah goes for the save. MayBe have kept themselves within it. Double digits secured. With that bomb gone down. An M4 carried across will actually mean a ton here for eSuba as well. Blogis can buy up for himself an AWP. Pension can buy himself an M4 maybe even has enough money to drop over, but just the save on Savannah, who wouldn't have been able to buy up in the same way Levy and Dusty aren't. Could be massive for that next round. He does run off a little bit, so he might have been heard there by Rage. Watch out! That's why. Falls off the building with that. Gunfire put into it. And eSuba fall back down to earth. I thought they would have had a much better buy here. They could have had a full rifle round. Not the case. Straight AKs from MayBe. Bloggers gets an up on him. That T side quickly head into a round. Rage though, what amount of damage is that? Destiny through the wall gets it down. It's minded to trade. And a rare 50-50 duel that Peshin lost out. Destiny might have to make up for that. Bloggers in amongst it as well. Start to peek out. It's Destiny on an off angle. Still might get flashed off as Bloggers finds one. Destiny gets one. That trade perhaps sufficient if Bloggers can step up instead. 2-on-2 as Savannah falls. A minute to play around with for that T side. No plan just yet. They wait it out for now. The CT stack up with one another. Maybe, perhaps wants a rifle. That would be risky though. Smoke does come in to secure that presence. Bloggers holds the angle for now. Levy, what a shot! Gets the AK as well. Torek is forced to rotate. I think he'll get there before Bloggers can really shut him down. Oh, he probably won't. Bloggers just needs to hold the angle. He has a wide peek of it. Surely hits this shot. Levy's actually in there as well. Won't expect the second as Bloggers shuts him down. eSuba, despite only having one player left in the round, are going to be very happy with keeping the lead at bay. Really deterring that MayBe economy. Rage still with an AK, but not ideal at all here for MayBe. Back in. A little bit more aggressive from the CTs this time around. And that pays off. Destiny with consummate professionalism from him yet again. Experience showing off. Bloggers caught on the angle. It's Peshin though, with so many lined up. They still only get out with 3 for free. Levy comes in. They don't expect him, surely, to take this peek. What a move! Oh, what a win for him and for eSuba. Levy, so unexpected. He is an enigma in a lot of ways, and the way he plays Counter-Strike makes so many moves that nobody else would. That goes for both the absolutely outrageous flanks he sometimes does, as we've seen on this map occasionally, but also that type of push, which is not going by the book, but is going to work out that time in such a wonderful manner. eSuba have a chance to run away with it. They beat out these 5 AKs of MayBe. In round 24, Miners jumped up. Destiny back in with a peek. He's got so many kills through the smoke now in rounds, but goes down that time. Peshin trades. Maybe keep it tentative. But do seem to be heading towards A more so than anything else here. A dangerous sight considering who stands on it. Work the only non-A presence right now. Could throw in a smoke here to throw eSuba off the scent, but get spotted. Peshin, nice peek. Just got it back down into a man advantage. They hear so many steps there on the A site. After the death of Miner, is Peshin can just hold a different angle. But in an equally superb way. Gets out with another kill and it's left MayBe with plenty of questions. Less and less answers. That surely shut it down. Torek would have needed to get a kill there, I think, if they really wanted a chance here. They'll still look for B. But Torek able to provide much. It's Quantium. To at least pick up the one. Now to dig themselves out completely. Levy. Uncharacteristic angle. Well, not uncharacteristic for him, I suppose. Again, off angles his type of thing. See eSuba get 14. That's a worrying sign for MayBe, to say the least. This might go down as an eSuba 2-0 victory. They are up after winning 16-11 on Mirage, their own map pick. No, MayBe's map pick, I mean. This being their own map pick, and especially on the CT side, and the late streak they eventually found on T side in that first half. That proved at least a step ahead, even if a lot of these rounds have been very, very close. Maybe getting less and less close as we've moved on in the game. And as eSuba look to really snatch control. Match point on the table as the outright death sentence gets put out for MayBe. They run into several brick walls on a ramp to lead themselves now down by 5 with only a gun round to keep them win it. This is exactly the situation we had on Mirage, where maybe we're down 10-15 with a gun round won out that time to keep themselves in it, but only for the one. This time around, they're looking for a couple more. And that keep themselves not just in the map or the series, but in the entire tournament. Peshin, unwavering as he pushes forward. Unrelenting. And the fact that he just stands there, the Molotov doing so much damage. Oh, and Peshin delays it for so long. Destiny goes down though. Blogger secures it. Without him, he might be down in a rut, but he keeps it even as he goes down to a 2-on-2. Some form of stabilizing factor. Levy comes in. What a fight won. He's not just a one-trick pony, is he? Does not just have the flanks. He has the duels as well. Levy wins it out for eSuba. And that's going to be a 2-0 victory for them. In some decently tight-fought matches, it's still the very deserved victors coming out on top in the end. eSuba, they move on now to the semi-finals of this inaugural EPULZE Invitational. Unfortunately for MayBe, they walk home with nothing, really, outside of not placing last in this group as some sort of pride, I suppose, getting out of that. We have then our first semi-finals locked in after today. Nexus on one side of the bracket, and then eSuba going to be playing on the other side. We'll see who they get to meet from Group B. Just tomorrow and later on in the week, we'll start up tomorrow with a 3 PM game between Ambush and Infinite. And then we're going to be carrying across to quite a few exciting games just in general to be played out there. Offset Eclot, the next game tomorrow. And then obviously we're going to be playing out in a very similar format to see who can get out to the semi-finals out of Group B. Until then, though, just make sure to keep up with the EPULZE activities, either through the website, epulze.com. You can also keep up with the Twitter, EPULZE Gaming, EPULZE Gaming. And yeah, that's been it. Hope you have enjoyed for today and for Group A. We'll see you back tomorrow with a new group, new teams, and a new vigor, I think, as well. We'll see you back then. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
I know we ain't talked in a minute, but it's time. Living in the thoughts and the visions, but between the lines, yeah. I can't even talk with the visions there in my mind. Cause every time I fall, I can feel you there by my side, yeah. So show me the way and and I'll follow you. Show me the way, cause that's all I do. Take the leap of faith and I'll dive into my diamonds. I'm finding this divine light inside of you. Tell me that you want me, baby. That ice cold stare, I just wanna know you, baby. From 1 to 3, got me looking everywhere for you. Count the stars, you are my sun. Underneath my skin, and my bones are creeping in. I don't want this love to end. Underneath my skin, when I look into your eyes, see the miracle of life shining underneath your skin. Wake up in the morning to get a touch from your arm. No regrets, I can't forget the scent you had on. Fingernails, they tell the tales of sex, but you're gone. Now I wonder what's coming next in this song. So show me the way and I'll follow you. Show me the way, cause that's all I do. Take the leap of faith and I'll dive into my diamonds. I'm finding this divine light inside of you.